Okay. Hi, Project Impact Scholars. It is Rob and Liz here from the Impact team. As we've promised, we're going to be providing you some content throughout this period of time while you're online. Our main goal is to make sure that you're getting as much interaction and support as you would be when you are on campus. Just to start out, everybody, I hope you're healthy. I hope you're well. I hope those that you care about are also the same way. And just know that we're always there for you. So please reach out with any questions or just somebody to talk to. What we're going to be doing now is we're going to be talking about how students can engage with one of our academic advisors during this period of time. So what we've brought on here is Ms. Gonzalez to be able to provide some feedback to you on, how you can interact with an advisor, but then just also the types of things that you can talk to your advisor about now. There is a lot of uncertainty that's out there, but again, let's work together on trying to identify both your path to succeeding this semester, but then also beyond. Because of course, what Project Impact is most concerned about is your success in being able to transition into that new career field that's going to make you a lot of money, which I'm sure everybody right now, it's top of mind. So what we're going to be doing is just having a little bit of a conversation here, and then we will be posting this onto Brightspace, same way that we did with the first module, where there will be a discussion board where you can ask questions. But then we also hope to talk to you during our office hours and everything else that's like that. So what I wanted to do to start is just asking Ms. Gonzalez, what does an online advising appointment look like right now?
So as advisors or myself, I want to meet students where they're at. So if students are comfortable with email, I don't mind answering questions via email. Or if you want me to call you back, just make sure that there's a phone number and a time, and I'm happy to call back and answer specific questions. Through your grades first, you can still schedule an appointment. And if you want to do a appointment via Zoom, then you can get a Zoom kind of link sent to you so that we can discuss any questions.
Okay. So I'm a student and I'm struggling right now. There's a lot that's going on. I'm having a hard time prioritizing school, both in terms of time, but then also my mental bandwidth. So are there any recommendations that you have for me to better compensate for these competing priorities so that I can still succeed this semester?
Yeah, a lot, there is a lot. And the main thing is to make sure that you're doing self-care in terms of things that you like. And also communicating with your instructor is going to be key. So as much as you can via emailing, just so instructors know where you might need additional help so that they can discuss, with you and a success plan to move forward, so that you're able to complete the coursework. There, are options to, if in the last analysis with your instructor, if you feel like you have to drop a class, there are some options in regard to that in terms of maybe getting it incomplete and completing the coursework, and or whatever the agreement is with the instructor, so that you can get your final grade. Or if you drop the class, we taking it for the fall, and just being able to move forward toward completion. Like, the goal is the most important thing. So we want to make sure that we're maximizing our options and discussing them thoroughly.
So if I am behind in coursework right now, maybe it's been, a week or two since I've handed in my assignment. I didn't transition to the online environment quickly. Had a lot going on. I had to switch jobs. Is it too late for me to still do well this semester?
I don't think it's too late. I think that instructors are kind of working through what ways in which students can succeed. So that communication is going to be key. Um, and again, if one of the options is to get an incomplete, then that dialogue with the instructor is important. So the incomplete doesn't mean that you failed in any sort of a way. You know, if you were getting, you know, a B or a C at midterm, then um, the incomplete's like a placeholder for your grade while you complete that coursework, and then your grade is put in, you know, as a grade change so that you can get that B that you were getting. Because not everyone had, you know, a chance to make that switch to technology or had technology available. So we're, you know, really aware of those kind of things.
Sure.
So the communication is going to be important with the instructor, with myself, so that we can get a sense of what's the best success plan moving forward.
Yeah, and Liz, maybe you could chime in as a former instructor. What was it like when a student came to you and told you that they were behind in their coursework?
Sure. I think what was most important is that the student initiated the conversation and advocated for themselves and told me what was going on, and really expressed a desire to continue the class. I think that's what's most important when strategizing, talking to your instructors, right? Is saying like, okay, the situation is going on. I didn't have access to internet, or I was waiting on my loaner laptop, which I know a lot of students are still waiting on. But now that I have my loaner laptop, I'm reaching out to you. I'm taking this step. Please, and then make sure you ask that question, right? You know,
Yes.
you know, what are my next steps? Please provide me guidance on how I can be successful in my class, because I want to continue. So making sure to ask that question and making that statement, that you want to continue. I think instructors are going to be very receptive to that. Just like Adriana or Ms. Gonzalez said, that it is about, you know, that this is unprecedented what we're going through right now. And it's not just Liz and Rob and Ms. Gonzalez supporting you, it's also faculty, right? Our goal is your success.
Yes.
One thing I wanted to add on about Ms. Gonzalez mentioning self-care, I want to remind everybody that at prepare.ccc.edu, you can access appointments at the Wellness Center. So there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of isolation, a lot of depression that many students, faculty, and staff might be experiencing right now, because we're all under this complicated stay-at-home situation. Some of us may have lost our jobs, and it's complicated to work through. So because you're a student at Malcolm X, you have access to free therapy sessions. So if you want to talk to a professional about techniques to lower your anxiety, techniques to combat depression, that's there for you too. Because sometimes it's hard, like what Rob was saying, it's hard to prioritize your schoolwork when your brain gets kind of foggy with all of the stress that's going on outside of the classroom right now. So I just wanted to plug that. It's prepare.ccc.edu.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
So the summer session is coming up soon, and as a student, I haven't heard if these classes are going to be online or in person right now. Should I wait to register for summer session classes until I hear more guidance on that? Or when the registration opens, should I just register for the class, even if it is listed as being one of the seated options?
Yeah, so we want to move forward with summer and fall enrollment. So in your student portal, you can view days and times. So we want to move, you know, ahead because things will normalize. We are going to come out of this well and want to be able to move forward. So um, emailing and asking what the next steps are. Some of the programs at the end of term will be completed, or if there are additional tasks to be finished for summer, we want to kind of wrap that up and look toward what are the next steps. Like it was stated earlier, getting prepared for the workforce at the end of term, spring or summer term, is going to be important. So we want to look toward our next steps forward. If there is an interest in a different program, let's discuss those steps so that we can get future courses in place, and you can look up days and times. So we want to definitely be moving forward. And the more that we know what the interest is moving forward, then we can discuss what the courses look like and things like that.
Thank you. So I know that you mentioned earlier the option of going on to grades first to schedule a time with an advisor. I'm just used to walking into the heart to schedule an appointment. So do you mind showing me real quick what I need to go to on grades first?
On grades first. You will, in your student portal, under quick access, click on grades first link, and then it'll open the page. In the upper right corner, you'll see get advising. So when you click on that, it will populate the option to click on your advisor. So that will auto populate. And what you're kind of looking for, if it's transfer advising or if it's just general academic advising, you'll click that reason, and then it will populate your advisor and then the days and times available. To simulate like the walk-in, the best thing in regard to that would be, simply emailing your advisor the questions. And if you want your advisor to call you back, just leave a phone number and a time so that your advisor can call you back and get your questions answered. Also, I wanted to say that we will be enrolling beginning April the 15th. So set up your, go through the steps, set up your cart, get everything ready, verify financial aid if that, is a method of payment that you're going to be using moving forward. Get all of that set up so that on the 15th you hit that enroll button.
Great, thank you. So
can I just add one thing?
Sure, please.
If you don't know what classes that you need to take, Rob and I are also a good resource. So you can run it by your advisor. You can join Rob and myself in office hours. Remember, we have 2 hours, 2 days a week up like until the end of the semester. So if you are missing one class for personal fitness trainer basic certificate, you can come in. I'll review your record in our office hours and I'll say, okay, you need to take ESSS 103. If you're having issues using a permission code for your sterile processing classes over the summer, I'm happy to help in our impact office hours. So, there's multiple arms here, right? Our hands are outstretched to help you. So if you like that office hour space and you want to come in and that works for your schedule, then we're there to help with that too.
Thank you. Ms. Gonzalez, when students come in to have an advising appointment with you, what can they do ahead of time? You mentioned sharing some details in email to you ahead of time, but what else can I do as a student to get the best out of my meeting with you?
If you are not sure, then we can kind of open, you want to be open to having that dialogue and discussing what you might be moving toward, or any details that we can kind of dig deeper into and discuss so that we get a sense of how you want to move forward. So a lot of that is going to be about just the share and the dialogue and being open. You might not have the pathway planned out, but when we have that dialogue, it becomes fuller, and we know how to move. And that dialogue is kind of going to help us set the pace. So just be open to dialoguing. Like Liz said, this is unprecedented in terms of, what we're facing right now. But for me, I just want to extend to you that we're going to come out on the other end of this, and we want to be able to hit the ground running. So let's dialogue about what that looks like, what new endeavors this situation has created that we can, kind of like that old saying, let's turn the lemons into lemonade. So let's look to be dynamic in this time. And when we're on the other end, let's keep it moving.
Thank you. That was exactly, I think, what I needed to hear personally. And I think that we're all looking a little bit hopefully forward to when a lot of this
Yeah.
goes back. And I'd just like to thank Ms. Gonzalez and Liz for joining us in this conversation. What I just want to conclude with to our Project Impact Scholars is a lot has changed, but your team that existed before this is your same team now.
Yes.
So when we're talking about providing you support virtually, understand that we are still as committed, if not more committed, to your success this semester and next semester to get you through to completing this certificate so that you can achieve that goal that you had before all this started. That goal that you had when you chose this program matters to you personally, and that shouldn't have changed through all of this because you're still looking to advance your career and advance your place in life. So many of you are looking to activate your passions, and the more that we have conversations with you, the more that we're going to be able to help with identifying how that passion is going to be able to transition into getting you that job. So I hope that this video has helped. Please schedule some time with Ms. Gonzalez in the coming weeks to get yourself on the right track this semester. And then Liz and I will be seeing you during our office hours this week and beyond. So please stay well and stay healthy. Take care.
Yes.